Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be my bronzer collection. We're going to do some swatches. And I know I have a couple of declutters, so we're going to talk about those products. If this sounds fun to you, please keep on watching. And if you like declutter videos and collection videos, please make sure to go ahead and give this one a big thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. I have a lot. I have a lot. And for the most part, my bronzers, I like most of them. There are definitely a few favorites. There are not that many that I really don't like. And those I'd already separated to the side. And a big disclaimer, this is my second time filming this video. The first time I filmed it, apparently I did not have my audio recorded. So doing voiceover was not the best approach. So we're refilming. And due to that, I did get rid of a couple bronzers already. I think five or six of them. I posted them on Poshmark and I did get rid of them. But I'll have inserts of those, like pictures of which bronzers these were on the screen so you can see, like, okay, I had these, I got rid of these. And I already have some separated in a separate pile that are going to be decluttered. But we will go through everything else, and then if there's any other products that I'm not so sure about that I might be getting rid of, we'll talk about those. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I've got creams, liquids, uh, what else? Sticks, powders, and I have a few palettes. So I think we'll start with, let's start with powders because I don't want to stain my arms with the creams. It took me a couple days to kind of get rid of them last time I filmed this video. So we'll start with powders. Let me go ahead and pull everything out and set them up somewhere. Um, Wondering, I'll put the ones that I wanted to declutter in this pile too. Alrighty, I pulled out all of the powders. I don't know how many of them actually. I do have a couple duos. We'll do those right after the individual parts, and then we'll start moving after that to palettes, and then we'll do creams. For the individual powders, we're just gonna get started. I'll just start filling them in, and then we'll do swatches and all of the good stuff. Uh, why don't we go ahead and get started with the NARS bronzers? This is in the shade Casino, which is a little bit deep for me, to, if I'm being completely honest. This is definitely a bronzer that I could use and only use in the summertime because it is a little bit too deep for me. But I love the formula. I love the shade of this one. I feel like it's really nice and neutral. I can wear it if I have a self tanner on, and it's not gonna look too like reddish or weird on my face. So there's this one. Kind of really don't like the outside packaging though. I feel like it gets kind of a little bit icky. And then we have from the original, like years and years ago, NARS Laguna. This is the one with a little bit of a shimmeriness. It's not like, if you noticed, I'll show you the other one again. So this is NARS Laguna, and again, this is beautiful bronzer. Have to do it this way on this arms. Has a little bit more sheen to it than Casino. And then look, like you can see the formula. This is that kind of, a little bit kind of like a baked gelée, where this is a just powder. So they're a little bit different formulas. I do really like both of them. NARS Laguna is a beautiful bronzer, and I can wear it when I'm on my lighter side. Okay, let's move on. Let's do these two by RMS. I have two of them. These are the Redimension Hydra Bronzer, and I have the shade Malibu Muse, and I have the shade Tan Lines. Let's do Malibu Muse first. Oof, I've used these so much that, like, I really like these. Malibu Muse is a little bit more warmer. It does have a beautiful glow. I think the glow is partly because of the formula, but it is so pretty. They blend on the skin like nothing. And the shade Tan Lines, which is a little bit more neutral, a little bit deeper than the first one, the one in Malibu Muse, but they're beautiful bronzers. And I'm happy I picked them up. I do have a kind of like a referral code for RMS Beauty. I'll go ahead and put it in the description box. I think you get like $30 off on your first purchase of $60 or more. It's not affiliate or anything like that, but you know, if you're interested and you haven't signed up or ordered from them, I'll have that in the description box. Um, okay, so NARS, RMS are all staying. Let's do this guy by Nabla. This is kind of the same formula or very similar formula. This is the Sun-Kissed Effect Bronzing Powder. And this is in the shade Dune. I love this bronzer too. Love the formula. I love the shade. It looks a little bit deep right now, but yeah, that was a heavy swatch. Felt like my swatches were kind of crappy, so but beautiful bronzer. Really do like it. I highly recommend it. It's pretty affordable too. It's not like as expensive as NARS or you know. Okay, I had this one put to the side. This was one that I had decided to declutter the first time I filmed this video, and I think I'm still gonna go ahead and declutter it. This is by Lorac, and this is the Tantalizer Buildable Bronzing Powder, and this is in the shade Pool Party. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's a decent bronzer. It works, but I have so many, and this is not the one that I would want to reach for. Like it doesn't excite me, kind of thing. So this one I am gonna go ahead and let go of. I do have a face palette or a contouring bronzing palette from Lorac, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So I might hold on to that. I haven't made up my mind on it, but the single I'm gonna let go of. All right, I think we can keep going on the same arm, do a couple more swatches. Ooh, let's do some of my favorites. They are absolutely my favorite bronzers. These two from House Labs, and I'm way too much reflection. I'm sorry about that. Um, I'm really hoping that they're just repackaging these bronzers and then they're gonna bring them back. I have the shade Level Light 4 and the shade Medium Level 6. I have my lighter shade and my deeper shade. The formula of these bronzers, oh my goodness, I absolutely love it. This is the shade 4. I have such a big dent in it. A really big dent in this one. I love it. I absolutely love this bronzer. This was one of the bronzers that I always threw in my travel bag whenever I was traveling because I knew that it's gonna look good on me, it's gonna be flattering, and I'm not gonna have to struggle with patchiness or anything like that. So that's the shade 4. And then the shade 6 is a little bit deeper, and I feel like it's a little bit more neutral. So there's the shade 6. I noticed, was it, I want to say the last Sephora sale when they just had no shades in the stores, very few shades and very few shades online. And I happened to be on travel and I went to a local Sephora in that area and they had this in stock in store. So I was like, it's mine. This is mine. My deeper summer shade, it's I love the formula. It's kind of it's powdery, but it feels like a little bit like cream and so beautiful. I want to show you how much I've used of the lighter shade. Mhm. The embossment is absolutely fully gone and I have a dent below it. Yeah, that's a favorite bronzer for sure. Um, let's talk about, I have a couple from MAC. So maybe we'll do these next. But before I get into them, have some room in here. So let's do two more, maybe one or two more. We've got M Cosmetics. This is the Sculpting Powder Bronzer. It's called the Corselet line, and this is in the shade Silhouette, which I want to say is the second deepest. It's a little bit too deep for me, if I'm being completely honest. So I didn't consider decluttering it, but I think I might. I think I'm going to. It's a really, I mean, it's a really nice bronzer, but I have a hard time with it just because it's a little bit too deep. Like you can see how much deeper it is than than Casino or like shade 6 from House Labs. So for that reason, I am gonna go ahead and let it go. I'll probably pass it on to a friend of mine, or it'll just gonna be in my Poshmark. And hey, I have a Mercari now. Look, it's me. I will have that in the description box if you guys are interested. Um, yeah, check it out. Okay, we swatched that one. Yeah, I think I'm ready to move on. I'm gonna clean my arm and then let's move to a couple more bronzers. All right, let's do the MAC bronzers. I have three only? Why did I think I had more bronzers from MAC? Am I just not seeing something? I guess that's it. I've got three bronzers from MAC. One is a very glowy product that I use in the summer for bronzing. But let's talk about this one. This is in the shade Bayana Bronze, and this is the bronzing powder. I want to say this was Pearl Collection or something like that. So limited edition, of course. The two bronzers I have from MAC are limited edition. Here's Bayana Bronze. I do really like this. I don't know why I don't reach for it often. It's a little bit deep, but see, I have like summer shades and winter shades. And then we have the Your Wish is My Command. They call it a powder blush, but it's definitely a bronzer on me. Damn, this was 2019. Holy moly. Wow, what year was this one? Does it say? It does not. But this is the Disney 2019. First of all, I love Aladdin. It's one of my favorite movies. I just love Aladdin. And the packaging on here, the embossment, oh, I love it. So I try not to get all the way in the middle because, just a little OCD. Want to keep the embossment as is. Is my finger not working today? Very similar to Bayana Bronze. I feel like it has a little bit more red to it, which is okay by me. I do tan very nicely, and I do have that redness. And then the last bronzer from MAC is Global Glow. This is a mineralized skin finish. It's not technically a bronzer, but for me, I do use it as a bronzer in the summertime when I just want a little bit of a glow. Like let's say I used a matte cream bronzer and I just want a little bit more glow. I want glow. I'll add this to my bronzer. It's just so pretty. I do really like it. A very similar product to this one. Let's talk about it actually. It's by Kosas, and this is the beachy bronzers, I guess. This is in the shade The Sun Show. This one, it has very similar effect. I just hate the scent of it. It smells really off-putting. But very similar product, extremely glowy, like that bronzy look I just got from the beach. I have that glow. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, should we do Too Faced next? We've got one, two from Too Faced. I have two bronzers from Too Faced. Let's talk about those two. We've got the Gingerbread Tan. I always want to call it Gingerbread Man. This is the spicy bronzer. What year was this? Probably like 2019 or something. I never realized, yeah, it doesn't say what year. Maybe just MAC because it was a Disney collab at some point. This one is a little bit reddish. It's funny because I think of this one more for summertime for me personally, just because it's a little bit deep. I don't feel like this I can use it in the wintertime. Maybe if I'd self tan or something like that. So I think of it more of a summer shade, but this came out for winter. I don't know. Maybe they were targeting a little bit like medium to deeper skin tone, but surprised to see that from Too Faced. If you know, you know. And then we have the Sweetie Pie bronzer. This is the Radiant Matte bronzer. And this it says infused with peach and sweet fig cream. Does it smell like anything? No, it doesn't smell like anything. It's a really pretty bronzer. This has been in my everyday makeup drawer for 2 weeks, maybe. I have been really enjoying it. It's looks kind of weird. Like, how is this a bronzer? But it actually works, and it really works now when I really don't have a tan. Like, my face is pale, pale. My arm is tanner than my face, but yeah, this thing, it works. It really works. Kind of crazy, but it does, and I think it's beautiful on the skin. It gives a little bit of a pinkiness. Maybe that's why they are calling it a did it say read? See, but like, how is this a matte bronzer? I feel like this kind of could lean a little bit kind of like a blushy bronze, you know? There's that. Alrighty. What do we want to do next? Let's do these two by Becca. I am decluttering one. I'm keeping one. We have Becca Sunlit Bronzer in the shade Capri Coast. I cannot tell you how much I love this bronzer. I'd finished a complete one of these. I finished a mini of these previously. And when Becca was going out of business and I could not find this at Ulta or Sephora, I was panicking. My friend Mariella found it at her local TJ Maxx, and she's like, "Isn't this the one you're looking for?" So she picked it up for me. I love, love, love this bronzer. Really, really do. It looks stunning on the skin. Has a little bit of that glow. It's my winter glowy bronzer. There's categories. There's categories, guys. There's summer bronzers, winter bronzers, glowy, matte, blah blah blah. And then we have the Gradient Sunlit Bronzer, and this is in the shade Sunrise Waves. This is the one that I will go ahead and declutter. I really like the formula, but I don't love it as much as I love the Capri Coast. I feel like it could, it leans a little bit lighter. I don't know. This was one that I put to the side because I thought I was going to declutter it, but now when I swatched it, I think this will be beautiful in the winter time too. Glowy Winter Bronzer. Oh, Rania, you are a baddie. I think I'm gonna give it a shot. I think I'm gonna keep playing with it. So I'm gonna hold on to it. Wow. I was sure I was gonna declutter that one. Sometimes doing the swatches is not the brightest idea. Um, what's next? Let's do this Ilia bronzer. We have the Drawn In Nightlight Bronzing Powder. I guess the shade is Drawn In. I'm sorry. This is the powder bronzer, which was a couple years old now. Now they have only cream, I think. I feel like this is so powdery. Mm. There it is. Looks doesn't it kind of look similar? A little bit of combination between these two, between the two Becca ones. Um, what do I want to do with it? I think I'm gonna put it to the side. I do want to swatch this one. This is by L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Bronzer. Unfortunately, I have it in the shade Light, which I think is it's too light for me. Like, definitely too light for me. I have been meaning to pick it up in my actual shade. So for that reason, I am gonna let it go, but this is something I would repurchase for sure. I love the formula. It's just too light, like lighter than even my lightest, bronzer. So I am gonna go ahead and have to pass this on, but it's a beautiful formula, really nice product. Would repurchase for sure, and maybe the shade light medium. What do I want to do with Ilia? I think I don't want to declutter just for the sake of decluttering. I think I'm gonna hold on to Ilia because it's still a decent bronzer. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not patchy or anything like that. Doesn't stink. So I will go ahead and hold on to it. Alrighty, let's move along. Um, I have these two that are deeper. I guess we'll do some of the deeper ones. We have Laura Mercier Baked Blush Bronzer, and this is in the shade Ritual. Again, this is a product that I do really enjoy. It's just so dark. Like, it's really deep for me personally. Actually, it's not so bad compared to like some of the previous ones I I swatched. I do really like the formula, and I like the fact that it has a little bit of redness to it, so I can technically skip a blush and just go in with a kind of like a light pinky highlighter, and it would work. So there's that. Like I said, a little bit deeper. We've got Gucci. This is the Eclat Soleil bronzer, and this is in the shade 3. Again, this is a little bit deeper. This is for summertime for me. I've considered picking up the shade 2, which I actually might at some point pretty soon, because the formula of this bronzer is just so nice. It's not as deep as Ritual from Laura Mercier, but it is a little bit deeper. The formula is amazing. I love this thing. I don't think mine has that scent anymore. When I first picked it up, it had that, the Gucci scent. Okay, another little bit deeper one would be the Dior Forever Natural Bronze, and this is in the shade 05 Warm Bronze. This is a nice bronzer. It's just not a favorite. I don't know why. I feel like it works really nicely. Blends really nicely too, and the shade is nice. I don't know. It's not the one that I think like, oh, I really want to use that bronzer. But I enjoy it. Um, I'm gonna hold on to Laura Mercier. I don't want to. Again, I don't want to declutter just for the sake of decluttering. If it doesn't work for me, it's one thing. If I like it, I enjoy it, but I'm gonna hold on to it. Let's talk about Milani. This is the Silky Tan. Sorry, this is the Suntan shade of the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. The formula of these is really nice too, like super nice, very buttery, kind of like the L'Oreal. Nice bronzer. I would recommend that for sure. We have this is a duo. Put it over there. Okay, let's do YSL. We have the All Hours Hyper Bronze, and this is in the shade 02. Matte bronzer too. So pretty. Super buildable, looks great on the skin. Yeah, there's YSL. It's a pretty penny. You don't need it. I feel like the formula of the L'Oreal, this is so creamy, kind of like that one, like the YSL, like super creamy formula, goes on smoothly. Let's do Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Bronzer, and this is in the shade 2. It's a massive bronzer, massive. And that really creamy formula. If you've tried her powder, same type of formula. So pretty. Massive bronzer. Along the same lines, we've got Marc Jacobs. This is the Omega Bronze in the shade 104 Tantastic. Yeah, I don't know. Right before I sat down to film this video, I dropped this on the floor and I legit screamed, "No!" Because I thought I was gonna pick it up and it's gonna be shattered into a million pieces. And this baby no longer exists. So we don't want that. It's like got that coolness that could work as a like a contouring, little bit of sculpting bronze. Yeah, formula really nice. Another massive bronzer, 25 grams. The Charlotte Tilbury is 16. We have Estee Lauder Bronzing Goddess Powder Bronzer, and this is in the shade 01 Light. I don't know, you guys. I never got into this one as much as other people did, especially here on YouTube. Like, this was very highly talked about bronzer. There's nothing wrong with it. The formula is really nice. For me personally, Again, this is one that I don't think like, oh, I want to pick up this bronzer and play with it. I don't know why. So hopefully now I'll start playing more with my bronzers. We're getting there. We're almost there. Let me clean my arm and then we'll do the remaining 7. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Bare Minerals. This is the Endless Summer Bronzer, and this is in the shade Faux Tan. This looks kind of intimidating, you know, when you look at it. You open it, you're like, whoa, what is this? But this does basically what the corselet from M Cosmetics does, the one I got rid of. It does the same kind of thing, contouring, bronzing at the same time. And I'm actually gonna let go of this. It's not my favorite. I feel like it's um, too contoury for what I like. I like a little bit of sculpting, but I don't typically like sculpt my face. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one on. We've got Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and this is in the shade Bronzer. I had forgotten how much I love this product until I recently pulled it into my everyday makeup drawer, and I was like, oh, I love this thing. I like the formula. I really like the scent of it. Very unpopular opinion. Some people hate it, but there it is. Very light, very winter time appropriate for me. Let's do these two by Pat McGrath. We've got the shade Bronze Nirvana, which I think is the deeper one. And then we have Bronze Dawn, like a little bit deeper than Bronze Dawn. Do this one first. I feel like the L'Oreal one had a nicer feel to it. Don't get me wrong, I love these bronzers from Pat McGrath. I think they're great. I just feel like the formula of that L'Oreal one is a lot more creamy. So there's Bronze Dawn, and then Bronze Nirvana, a little bit warmer. Not deep by any means, but deeper than Bronze Dawn. But there's Bronze Nirvana. Why did I do such a bad job? Okay, these two are definitely staying. Alrighty, we've got Hourglass. This is Ambient Lighting Powder, and this is in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. I don't expect this one to swatch the greatest. Usually these Hourglass bronzers swatch kind of funky. Love it. Beautiful glow bronzer. I do really like it. And the formula, I mean, the shade for me is just right for winter time. And then we have Hermes. This is the bronzer in the shade 03 Sahara. This is my newest bronzer, I want to say. Yeah, it's the last bronzer I got. I got it for my birthday from my husband, and I just love it. I really, really do. Oh, such a great formula. If I want it looking a little bit deeper, I can go in the center part. If I want a little bit lighter, I'll move outwards a bit. A little bit lighter. Great formula, really nice bronzer, blends like super easily. I enjoy it. And I'm very thankful for my husband for picking it up for me. And then lastly, this is a duo, and then we'll start doing duos. This is the Cover FX Monochromatic Bronzer Duo, and this is in the shade Sun-Kissed Bronze. These were so popular not that long ago, them and the blushes. My God, it was kind of impossible to get your hands on them. And then they just appeared. Still feel like the formula is really, really nice. Like they're really nice product. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to them. I know Cover FX went out of business, but they had some decent products. Did they go out of business or are they still around? I'm not really sure. I haven't seen them. So yeah, duo. Let's move on to the other duos. I have a cream and a powder and just other duos. All right, let's start with my table dirty. Let's start with the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight, and this is the fair medium. I like this. I like this a lot. It's a highlighter on one side. It stays in my bronzer drawer. I don't know why. I really like the highlighter in here, but this usually stays in my bronzer drawer, like this duo. The bronzer in here is the most kind of like contour bronzy product that I would use. Um, it looks like nothing right now, but on the skin, it just looks so pretty. It looks so healthy. While we're at it, let's go ahead and swatch the highlight. I like glow from within highlights. I love this duo. I think that was one of the very first few products I tried from Charlotte Tilbury. And then we have Wayne Goss, the Radiance Boosting Face Palette. It has a satin bronzer and a bronze and sculpt. The shade names are Bronze Glow and Medium Taupe. For the medium taupe is for sculpting. So let's do that one first. I really like this one too. This duo from. And since I got rid of all of the other kind of like the Bare Minerals and the M Cosmetics, this is one that I'm gonna hold on to because it gives me what the other ones do, but it also has a bronzer that I do really enjoy. All right, moving on, we have like the cream powder duos. This is by Give, and this is the Pick It Up Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo, and this is in the shade Toastin. I like this product, and I have no idea what's going on with Give. I don't know if they're just out of business? Like, what's happening? Are they closing the brand? Like, what is it? Because everything now is discounted except their new eyeshadows on Sephora's website, and then you can't order from Give's website anymore, which I used to do that because they would have 50% off very often. I'm gonna hold on to this duo. I do enjoy it. And then we have Patrick Ta, cream contour and powder bronzer duo, and the shade is She's Sculpted. Okay, I'm gonna do powder first, and then contour next to it, and then or cream next to it, and then we'll layer them. Okay. Cream on top of the powder. As Patrick does suggests, you apply it. There it is. Really nice duo. I really like the formula of the duos from Patrick Ta. The singles, although he didn't do single bronzers, but the single blushes were not as good. Anyways, let's move on to palettes. I have just a couple, and then we'll do creams, liquids, and all of that. Alrighty, I have only a couple palettes, and they're not just bronzer palettes. They've got some other products in them. This is by Sydney Grace. Just the Z palette is from Sydney Grace, and then what's in there is just some bronzers that I stuck in there that I really wanted to hold on to. This is Hula by Benefit. I want to say this was, I don't know. I don't think it's Chocolate Soleil. I think this was from the Balm. I know this is Makeup Geek. Cool medium contour in the shade is Complicated. And I want to say this is the Balm too. Yeah, Bahama Mama. I don't know what this is. To be honest, I'll probably get rid of it. I probably should get rid of all of these. I never reach for this. But let's do it. Hula. I do not have Hula single other than here. I do have it in a face palette. So there's Hula. It's a classic bronzer from Benefit. There's Bahama Mama from the Balm, which I love this bronzer. I just cannot, it's too small in here. Like, really, it's too small to dip in it. And then I don't know what this is. Maybe this is the Balm. Remember when they had like Oliver and some other shade names? I think that's what that was. Some sort of Olympic names. They had Olympic names. So there's that one. And then might as well swatch this. I think I'll probably get rid of it. How am I supposed to use this little tiny thing? And then lastly, the Makeup Geek contour thing. This is why I do not Depop products, because I end up never using them. Yeah. Anyway, this is what's in here. I don't know if I'll actually hold on to any of these shades. I mean, I have Hula in a palette. It's so hard to reach for these. Put this in, like it's so small. The pen is tiny. So I don't know. I don't need a contour. It's definitely a contouring shade. I like this bronzer. I think this one is nice and the Hula is nice. But again, am I going to reach for this palette? I'm not sure. All right, let's move on to Too Faced Bonjour Soleil. This is the limited edition summer bronzing wardrobe, and this is old. Like, this is nostalgia old. I don't want to say for sure that it was 2014, but it might have been. Don't judge. I love I have another one of these. I love these bronzer brushes that used to come in. What did I get this one with? Oh, I want to say maybe it was the contouring quad that Too Faced had. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. I don't reach for it. It's old. I do like the packaging of the product, like I like the packaging. These two are so hard. The formula is definitely not there anymore. This used to be extremely creamy, the highlighty part, but not anymore. Not so much. I really like Chocolate Soleil. Like, this is something that I don't know why it hasn't been going on 50% off during Ulta Beauty deals. That's something I would pick up. I think I'm gonna get rid of the palette. I don't need it. I'm never gonna reach for it and use it. It's old. All right, we've got two. One is by BH Cosmetics. This is the Belgian Waffle 6-color baked bronzer and highlighter palette. So we've got bronzers and highlighters. The formula in here is really nice. I'm gonna say it's like what, highlighting powder, the shade Buttermilk. We've got the shade Batter, and then Cinnamon. And then for highlighters, we've got powdered sugar, syrup, and maple. I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on to I don't reach for blinding highlighters like this anymore. There's nothing extra special. It's convenient having everything together, but like, am I ever gonna use this as a highlighter? No. Am I ever gonna use this, the shade Buttermilk? No. I don't need it. And then lastly, we have the Lorac Pro Contour. This I think I'm gonna hold on to because I really like the formula of the bronzers, and I did let go of the individual bronzer in here. We've got light contour, deep contour, and medium contour. Do I contour? Hardly ever, but I might as well hold on to it, right? Or should I just let it go? I never contour. Should I let it go? beige highlight, yellow highlight. Use a dirty finger. Don't hate me. You know what? I think I'm gonna let it go. I like looking at, definitely I do not contour. I'm gonna let it go. Wow, I impressed myself. The only thing I kept for palettes is the Rania Mate palette, which I'll probably declutter 3 or 2 out of the shades. I'll most likely get rid of the Makeup Geek one and this one, and I'll probably just hold on to these. I don't know yet. I need to play with them. And we've made it to the creams and liquids and pots and all of that. All right, we have a lot. I'm gonna separate them. We'll do sticks separate. Liquids, creams. All right, let's do this. We'll start with the creams. We have the Nessa Myrix. This is the Power Bronze Matte Bronzing and Shaping Cream, and this is in the shade Medium. I like this. I really like this. I like the formula of it. I enjoy this. It's a little bit orangey, but I enjoy this one. I really like the formula of it. This one I'm going to hold on to. We've got NARS Laguna 02, which is the original. And this is the Laguna Bronzing Cream. This is so nice, you guys. Like, this is a nice cream bronzer. It has that Laguna shade that I do. And it is, I guess, not has. It is the Laguna shade I really like. Got Tower 28. This is the Sculptino, and this is in the shade Getty. I love this thing. This is a beautiful. Oh, I dug my nail into it. Oh no, Rania. Why would you do that? Void it with my nail. I really like it. This is a travel bronzer for sure for me. Or one of my travel bronzers. We have from Can Make Tokyo the Cream Cheek, and this is in the shade 19. I picked this one up when I was in Japan. It was listed in between the blush bronzer category. I guess it's a little bit reddish. I really like the formula. It doesn't last on the skin very long, but it is really nice, super creamy, very blendable. Honestly, I think I'm gonna let it go. I like it, but I'm gonna let it go. I just don't need it. I have so many others, and I do really like them. I feel like this is a little bit more on the red. Like, it would be really nice as a blush if I was a little bit deeper. But for me, I'm gonna let it go. We've got the e.l.f. Putty Bronze, and this is in the shade Golden Days. I don't know. I don't know with this one. I hate how tiny it is. I absolutely hate the packaging. I cannot get my brush in there. That frustrates me. But the color and the formula is really nice. I think I'm gonna hold on to that. We've got Shayna B, and this is the cream bronzer, and the shade is Bronze Honey. I don't like this product. I feel like it's too stiff, like really stiff. And because it's a little bit deeper, and the formula just makes it impossible for me to blend into my skin. I'm gonna let it go. We've got ABH. This is the cream bronzer, and this is in the shade Caramel. This is a little too dark for me. My friend Sarah sent it to me, but even though it's dark, the formula is better than the Shea Nubi, and I feel like I can work with it. To be honest, this is one I'm gonna let go. It's too dark. It's too much work for me to make it, you know, doable on my skin. So for that reason, I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. We've got Rose Ink. This is the cream bronzer and the shade is Kawaii. I feel like the formula of this bronzer is similar to the e.l.f. one, where it's kind of like creamy powder. But I love how big this bronzer is. Like I can fit my brush in here, no issues. This is one that I'm definitely gonna hold on to. Massive. How many? 15 grams. We have Huda Beauty. This is the Tantour, and this is in the shade Fair. This is 11 grams, and it's had it for years and years and years. Like years. And it's still creamy, very blendable, but this is the shade Fair. Like, what? How is that fair? But I like it. Like, again, I don't do a whole lot of contouring, but if I do, now I have the products that I need. This and just one or two powders, and I'm good to go. And then the last kind of cream bronzer is the By Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer, and this is in the shade Light Medium. This is an effortless, super thin bronzer. Super easy to use, great for some days where I'm like the no makeup look kind of thing. And these are my creams. Got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, look at me. All right, let's move along to like the liquidy type. We've got Iconic London. This is the sheer bronze. And what shade is this? This is in the shade Caramel Glow. This is the lightest bronzer you can put on your skin. Very similar to this guy from By Mario. This, see my hand, my arm, it's a little bit stained now, just a little bit. I do like this product. I like it a lot. Because again, if I don't want to wear any makeup and I just don't want to look sickly, this is a great one. Similar is the By Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum, and this is in the shade Light Medium. Very similar usage for me. Again, if I don't want to look sickly, but I don't want to have a full face of makeup, great for that. Even lighter, like sheer, more sheer than the Iconic London. And then we have Cali Ray Sun Drip Skin Bronzing Peptide Serum Bronzer. There, again, very similar uses, but this is more bronzy. Like it has a lot more glow. Like this is bronzy, not shaping, but bronzing. I love it. I really like the formula of this one too. And then we have the Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Fair Medium. I hate the packaging. I'm not the only one. This is actually contouring made super easy for people like me who occasionally want a little bit extra. Blends so easily. Hold on to. And then we have the Halo Glow from e.l.f. This is contour and the shade is light medium. Even worse packaging than Charlotte Tilbury, because with Charlotte Tilbury you can at least twist it off. This one you can't. And to be honest, this is not my favorite product from e.l.f. It's not my favorite product. I definitely prefer the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand over it. I'm going to go ahead and let go of the e.l.f. Alrighty, and we've made it to the last section of my bronzers. We have stick bronzers. I'm definitely getting rid of the By Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick and the shade is Light Medium. The product itself is just great. I absolutely despise the packaging. It's broken. It does not twist. It's just, it's a mess. But it's a good product. Like, the once, if you're able to use it, it's a good product. I'm gonna let go. Nude Sticks. I love these from Nude Sticks. I've got the shade Terracotta Tan. We've got Bondi Bay. Lighter bronzer. I've used an entire one of these before. And then we have the shade Manila, which is the of the three. I love these. The shade Sunkissed, I can use it occasionally to just skip the blush and just do one product. That's how I use that one. Bondi Bay is just an easy, beautiful, beautiful bronzer. And then Manila is great for summertime. These I'm definitely hold on to. I feel like Nude Sticks were the creators of cream products. My addiction started with them. We've got Rare Beauty. This is bronzer stick, and this is in the shade Bright Side, which is a little bit more cool tone for me. So this I use as a contour bronze. I'm not blending them out because I don't want to stain my fingers. It's going to be a nightmare. Let's do Westman Atelier. This came in a trio last year, and this is in the shade Biscuit. The coolest tone of all of them, although Bright Side is very close to it. And then we've got the deeper ones. We've got Too Faced. This is the Melting, Bronzing, and Sculpting Stick, and the shade is Chocolate Souffle. I try not to mess with this packaging because it's very similar to the Mario, except this one actually twists up, just does not twist down. We've got LYS. This is the No Limits bronzer, cream bronzer, and the shade is Harmony. These are my deeper bronzies. Do we see? These look the same. These look the same. And then the last product we're gonna talk about is the Victoria Beckham Contour Stylist, and this is in the shade. I found it at some point. Marble. I always want to call it maple. It's in the shade Marble. This is so precise. This is a lifetime amount of contour for me. It's a little bit deep, so I gotta go very light-handed. Summertime, perfect for my nose and my contouring my lips. And there you have it, you guys. These are all of my bronzers. And like I said, I did declutter a couple. I have screenshots of these on screenshots of these bronzers, but I did get rid of. Now I don't even remember what they were. I know one was LYS. I don't know the rest. They'll be on the screen. And then the ones that we decluttered today are these ones. I got rid of the 3 palettes. I got rid of 4 powder bronzers, 4 creams, 1 stick, and 1 liquid. I'm still really debating the Becca, this guy, Ilia, and Laura Mercier. I feel like these I don't necessarily need in my life, but for now I'm gonna hold on to them because I do have them. I don't hate them, so I'm gonna hold on to them, and we'll see. We'll see how much I use them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. I'll have my playlist of the my declutters so far for this year. If you want to watch some of those, check those out. My next one should be blushes and then highlights. I'm really scared. I love blushes. So If you lasted all the way to the end, I really, really thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will also have some videos listed on the screen or in the description box if you want to watch some more from me. And I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.